What is going on, guys? With all the hype of AI these days, ChatGPT, I wanted to see, can ChatGPT actually help us fix a car? This could be super beneficial for anyone that's not that familiar with diagnosing vehicles, what steps to go through. I'm just curious, does it actually work? Does it have the capability to walk you through the steps? So we have got the Ultima back here. It's a 2008 Ultima that has a rough idle, kind of feels like it has a misfire. I might know what's wrong with it, but we want to walk through with ChatGPT, play dumb, and see if it can actually guide us in the process of getting this thing fixed. Let's get into it. So ChatGPT is not going to help us find our 10mm socket, but we're going to see if it'll walk us through this process. Once again, I'm just going to kind of play dumb, kind of just give it generic things that a normal person that might not be a technician would. See if it guides us in the right direction. Okay, let's see what this thing can do. Telling it, we've got a 2008 Ultima, seems to be running rough. Can you help me fix it? We'll see what it comes up with. So interesting, it came up, I can definitely help you troubleshoot your Nissan Altima for running rough. Let's narrow down the possible causes. So initially this thing just tries to throw the book at it. Number one, does it have a check engine light? Great first step. Listen and feel. Check fluids. Then it's going to give us a whole list of common mechanical and electrical issues. Not very helpful at this point. Diagnostic steps. Get the codes read. It's a good start. Visual inspection. Also good. Listen to the engine sound. It's skipping or sputtering. That's often a misfire. Not bad. I'm not sure just a normal person would know what to listen for on that. And recommended maintenance if due. And it's going to allow us, do we want to share the symptoms? So let's go ahead and give it a little more, see where it leads us. So I'm going to give it the check engine light was flashing while I was driving, but it went off now. So with this, we know there's a stored code, but the check engine light is not currently on. Let's see if ChatGPT knows that we can still go in and check that code. So here's what it came back with. Flashing check engine light equals misfire danger. Flashing check engine light means severe misfire happening at that moment. Driving with the flashing check engine light can damage the catalytic converter. That is a great tip. That is 100% true. What to do next? Get the diagnostic trouble codes. So it does know that even though the check engine light is off now, the error codes are stored. So that's a good tip. A lot of people wouldn't know. Tells you kind of what the codes might be. Write them down and walk you through what each one means. Most likely culprit, it says, is going to be a misfire. And DIY quick inspection. Check ignition coils for cracks or signs of arcing. Remove spark plugs and inspect. Spray mass airflow cleaner. That's kind of just throwing darts at the wall there. Summary of next steps. Get the codes. Let them know the codes. Avoid hard driving. That's good as well. It's very cocky here. Let me know the codes and I'll tell you exactly what to replace and check. So let's see. So here we are in the car. Normally if somebody doesn't have a scan tool, they're just going to take to AutoZone O'Reilly's. ChatGPT did tell us we could do that. I just want to use the simple scanner because that's what most people have. That's also all that they're going to give you, just the codes. So this is actually Blue Driver. It's you plug it in the OBD and it Bluetooths to your phone. If you're interested in one of these, I will throw the link below. Pick them up. They're pretty inexpensive and pretty nice to have. So we can go in here and read the codes, see exactly what codes it's giving us. So there are two pending codes. So nothing confirmed, that's why that light's not on. They are pending. We've got a P0301 misfire on cylinder 1 and a P0300, which is a random misfire. So ChatGPT is on the right track talking about misfires and that flashing check engine light. Now, just like ChatGPT told us, we can do a visual inspection of everything. I don't see any cracking, I don't think anything obvious. It told us to check for arcing. You cannot do that very easily on a coil over plug. If there's arcing, it's going to be happening down in that spark plug well. It's not going to be visible without removing the coil completely. So we're going to skip that, go right over to putting the codes in and see what it tells us to do next. Okay, so I'm just going to say it has two pending codes, a P0301 and a P0300. I'm not going to give it the description. It should know that. Let's find out. Okay, so it gives us the code breakdown, random misfire, cylinder 1. Your engine's definitely misfiring. Cylinder 1's the main culprit. The P0300 shows other cylinders may be involved too. This is why the check engine light flashed. What to do next, starting with cylinder 1, that's pretty good. We don't want to go chasing that random misfire when we've got one that points to a certain cylinder. We want to address the 301 first. If we resolve that and we still had a 300, then we would proceed on checking that. So that's good. It's going to have us inspect or swap the coil. Here it does say the Ultima likely uses a coil on plug setup, which is what we just talked about. You know, that's why we can't see if it was arcing. So I don't know why it didn't catch that and tell us that earlier. It's going to tell us to swap cylinder 1 with another coil, example from cylinder 2. If that misfire moves, meaning you get a P0302, the coil is bad, and replace it. So that's great first step. Check and replace the spark plugs. So it says to pull spark plug from cylinder 1. If you see any issues, replace it. But what you can also do that this skipped is just also swap that spark plug to a different cylinder, see if that problem follows that spark plug. So inspect the injector if needed. This is where it kind of falls off. If plug and coil are good, next suspect is the fuel injector, which is true. You can try a cleaner, sure. Listen for the injector clicking. If cylinder 1 injector is dead silent, it may be bad. So that's jumping a lot of steps. I mean, we could have a wiring issue, it could not be getting signal, could not getting power, ground, something else. I wouldn't necessarily just say that it has a bad injector just because it doesn't seem to be doing anything. We'd need to do a little more diagnosing to get to that point. What you'll need, it's going to kind of give you a rundown: spark plug socket and a ratchet, spark plugs, a new ignition coil, 30 to 60 each, maybe, I haven't checked the prices. Mass airflow cleaner is optional. The OBD2 scanner is optional. We're going to have a scanner, or we take it back to AutoZone or O'Reilly's to clear it to know if the light comes back on and moves cylinders. Mass airflow cleaner, once again, it's just throwing darts at that. We have nothing to do with the mass airflow at this point. Optional, do a full tune-up. It's saying to replace all spark plugs and all coils, which once again, that's just kind of throwing the kitchen sink at it. If our coils aren't bad, we don't need to replace them. Clean mass airflow sensor, once again, not a bad idea, but not necessarily relevant in this situation. So now we're just going to play dumb. Yes, please tell me how to swap the coil. I am unsure where that is located. Let's see what it gives us. So here's what it came out with. It says it'll walk us through it. It's going to assume I have the 2.5 4-cylinder because it's the most common. If we have the 3.5, let it know. That's pretty good. This is the 2.5. We never did tell it that. Going to give us tools we need. All looks pretty good there. It does call it a screwdriver for the intake cover. That's actually like an Allen wrench, hex style to get that off. Locate the ignition coils. It kind of gives us a very rough coil 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tells us they're lined up. This is the one for 301. Points to to the front of the car, which is also kind of confusing, being that this is a transverse set in their engine. But then it does kind of clarify. Cylinder 1's the leftmost side when you're facing the engine from front of the car. Near the passenger side, that's pretty good, pretty specific. Move the engine cover if present. Disconnect the wiring connector, unbolt the coil, 10mm socket, that's exactly what we would need. Remove the coil, swap it with a different one, clear the codes, and test. That's all pretty good. While the coil is out, you can also remove the spark plug and look for, if it's rich or lean. It does say if misfire stays on cylinder 1, problem is spark plug or fuel injector. Once again, that's true, pretty good. Now I was going to ask, would we like a labeled diagram or photo reference for this engine? So I'm going to go ahead and say yes and see what it gives us. So I would not recommend the image generation because we're going on 10 minutes. It still hasn't given us anything. And now it's locked up like Windows 95. It won't let me. I tried to come in and tell it I swapped the coil to cylinder 2. The check engine light's still on. Just trying to trick it to tell me, hey, you need to clear it to be able to verify if the problem moved or not. But it won't do anything now. So stand by. We'll see if we can get this working. All right, we got it working again. So I told it I swapped the coil to cylinder 2, but I still have the same codes. It's going to just jump right in. It did tell me to clear the codes first, but I feel like that's a step that a lot of people could skip over. So it does not reiterate that the codes needed to be cleared to be able to change and move over to that cylinder 2. So it's just going to jump right in. Let's see what it says. So since you swapped the coil, but the problem stayed the same, the coil is not the problem, which would be true. Check replace the spark plug. Fuel injector does go into a little more in depth, gives us some wiring issues. Could be injector problem. Compression takes us on a little bit further, a mechanical issue. So that's all good. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it that I need to clear the code and kind of see if it will follow up on that. Here I told it I did not clear the codes after I swapped the coil. Do I need to do that in order to know if it's bad? It said yes, it does matter. So this is perfect. It did follow up and get us pointed back in the correct direction after I nudged it a little bit. So when you swapped it, it's telling you need to clear it. You may get a 302, but you're still going to have that 301 if you didn't clear it. So it says go ahead and clear the codes, drive the car, scan again. If it's now 302, the misfire moved, it's bad, coil is confirmed. It's still the 301, the coil is not the problem. So that's perfect diagnostic process there. So I came in and said I swapped the coil, code is now 302. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Since the misfire moved, it's going to tell us the coil is bad, replace the coil. The little in parentheses, the one originally from cylinder 1, that's actually a good tip. I don't know how many times I've seen somebody swap one and just not paying attention, replace the one that they had swapped from cylinder 2 over there, and then they didn't fix the problem. So after replacing, clear the codes again, drive it, and confirm that it's fixed. So we would have taken this coil, swapped it with this one, cleared that code, went and drove the vehicle, see if it moved. And say that it did, then perfect, that coil is the problem, and did a pretty decent job walking us through that process. So overall, I'm actually pretty impressed. I'd give it, B+, maybe an A-. It got us there. It made sense. We kind of took the scenic route to get there. Somebody that's experienced would have just jumped right in and, had that fixed in about 5 minutes, but for someone that doesn't know, doesn't have very much experience, it guided us down a pretty good path on, the diagnostic steps we needed to do to isolate whether it's a coil, whether it's a plug, an injector. This, once again, was a simple scenario, but it did pretty good. So I would say that this is a plausible thing that if If you're having issues, you need even just some ideas on where do I go from here? Here's what it's doing. Here's the codes. I would say ChatGPT is a pretty good option just to, if nothing else, give you some ideas on where to go to follow up, make sure you didn't miss any of the simple steps. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. I found it super interesting. I just kind of did this out of the blue. Everyone's talking about AI, so wanted to see how it applies to the automotive world. So if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and if you'll hit that like button, really helps the channel out. See you guys next time.